Right guys, what we're talking about today? Today we're talking about a gift I've got for myself called Spike Gauntlets. It's an early Christmas present that I bought for myself. I'll show you. They're these. See them? Got my knuck dust knife combo on the mantelpiece, and now you've got the Spike Gauntlets. You say, Spike Gauntlets, what are those? Well, the Romans, the ancient Romans used to use them. You remember I showed you my ancient Roman fighting sandals? You remember the knuck dusts on the bottom of the feet, on the soles of the feet, we've got like knuckle dusters to make the shoe more hard wearing, but also for stamping in people's heads. Well, something else the Roman soldiers used to use that not many people know about is they used to have spike gauntlets on their fists. That's what they used to wear. I'll put them on in a minute, hang on. Okay, these are the spike gauntlets. As you can see, they fold on really easy. Like they fit onto your hands. You see that? They fit on your hands. They fit onto your hands really easy. So you can write with a pen, but if you need to, bang, bang, and then you've got these massive spikes on, so when you punch them into people's fucking faces, what happens to their face? It gets holes in their face, it punches holes in their face. That's what happens. And I actually wear these out on the street. Believe it or not, I've been walking out with these on the street. Why? Personal protection. I've got to have personal protection on me from the telephone tough guys and the keyboard warriors. You never know, because they might team together. The telephone tough guys, they might team together one day and, you know, lynch me. So I've got to be ready to defend myself. So I use these. I walk down the street with these now. Sometimes I just have my knuck dust knife combo, but mostly it's just these. Now you might say, Dave, the Spike Gauntlets are a bit over the top, but I actually think they're awesome because these could have more than one use. So I'm using for personal protection when I'm walking down the street from the telephone tough guys and the keyboard warriors. They haven't rung my doorbell yet. They still haven't got round to ringing my doorbell. But I'm certain any day now they're going to amass their forces and they're going to ring the doorbell. They're going to all team up together and amass their forces, ring that doorbell, and that's when I'm going to need to put my Spike Gauntlets on and get ready to fight them. But what you could also use the Spike Gauntlets for is for people who work with animals. Or say if you work with dangerous animals, like you might not know this, but chimpanzees, when they're kept in captivity, can be quite dangerous. Certain animals obviously quite dangerous. And if a animal, you know, zookeeper or whatever, who looks after them animals, gets attacked by one of those chimps or whatever, they could potentially defend themselves a bit better if they had these on. Do you know what I mean? Might be able to fight back a little bit. They could even have where the leather, instead of just stopping there at the wrist, the leather goes all the way up to the elbow, so they can like sort of protect themselves a little bit. Say if there's a wolf or something that's trying to bite them, they can present their arm, it bites the spikes, and then punch it off, and then get out of the animal enclosure potentially. Might be an idea because you can still work with your hands. You can still do stuff with your hands. You can still pick things up and that. You can still work with your hands, and then you just hook into them like that. Spike Gauntlets. They're pretty cool, I think. Oh, I've got another invention to show you. You'll like this one. Another invention I've got, which I think is really cool, is blue tack on the end of weights. You see that on the end of my dumbbell? See that? A blue tack on the end of a weight collar. Oh, there's a lot of weight collar like that. Normally, you use one of these. That's what people normally use, one of these things. But I've found that when you're doing a lot of reps, these come loose. They're not actually that good. Maybe you've got better ones than me. Those are just cheap crap ones, I think. And what I've found is a far better solution, which sounds ridiculous, but trust me, it works. Because I do loads of reps with these, working my muscles and that. I found a way better solution to just stick some blue tack around the outside of it. Just stick some blue tack in. And it, honestly, you can do rep after rep after rep. And it don't come loose. Going on both sides, blue tack on both sides. So that's another thing if you're doing weights a lot. You might want to give that a go. You might say to me, Dave, why are you coming up with all these inventions? Like, why are you inventing stuff and, you know, thinking up all these ideas? Well, I've got a lot of time on my hands. I'm an oil investor, so I've got a lot of time on my hands at the minute. So that's why I'm just doing it. I'm doing it to pass the time. What else is there to report in the world of Dave Genvy? Unfortunately, I'm currently on tag from the police. You see my tag? I'm currently on tag. I don't know how long I'm on it for. And I've got to go to Crown Court in 4 weeks. You say, Genvy, what have you done? I ain't done nothing bad. I'm a good man. I say I'm bad boy Genvy, but I'm not that bad. I'm good boy Genvy, really. So I think it's police victimisation. That's what I think it is. But whatever. I'm currently on the tag system. So I've only been on it. It's only second day on it. I was on it yesterday. I got it yesterday evening. So we'll see how I get on with this tag system. Hopefully it'll be okay. I charged the tag up this morning. You got charged, keep it charged. Runs out of batteries, battery powered. So we'll see. We'll see how I get on with that. Oh yeah, the last thing I'll talk about, the Perpetual Turbine. Let's talk about that now. I put my rings of power on. Got 6 rings, bang. The 6 black Death Stars. Yeah, the Perpetual Turbine. Now, they look cool, by the way, don't they? I reckon they look well cool. The Perpetual Turbine. You'll say, Dave, well, I had quite a few comments saying, that's a load of rubbish, mate. Well, of course, it isn't a load of rubbish. Of course, I'm right. Think, use your brain. Look, I showed you the diagram. Let's move this out of the way. I showed you this diagram. You have a motor in the middle with a cog attached to the drive shaft. Right? So you've got a motor. You attach a cog to the drive shaft. Okay? That's the cog attached to the motor's drive shaft. And then that cog, yeah, that's on the drive shaft, spins, and then you have turbine, 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 turbine. With what? Cogs attached to the drive shaft of the turbine. So then you have one motor spinning multiple turbines all at once. Do you understand? Now, yes, you need a small amount of energy to fire up the motor and keep that spinning, but out the back of the turbines, you get more electrical energy than what's going in there. So obviously, that is net positive energy, and that's how we're supposed to create energy. What we've been doing, we had electromagnetic rotation, that's the motor, and we had electromagnetic induction, that's the turbine. But what we failed to do was combine the two together to basically bolt the motor spinning shaft to the turbine spinning shaft. Now obviously I've just bolted one turbine, but you could potentially run multiple turbines, as I've shown in this diagram here, and as I've described to you, with pure scientific logic, that would obviously work. Now, if you can't wrap your head around that simple concept, where you've got one small motor spinning multiple turbines all at once, well, there's something wrong with you. And I don't know what it is. It's very straightforward. I'm not describing anything that's complex. Now, why has it been missed by science? Who knows? I don't know. Because we haven't been thinking logically. We've been using wind, this is a wind turbine. We've been using wind and steam to spin turbines. Why? I don't know. I've been working on this problem for a year, and I knew that wind and steam, we're using steam power since the 1700s. Why we're doing that, I'm honestly clueless. It's incredibly straightforward. I don't know how else to describe it, really. Now there we've got one motor. In this situation, we've got one motor spinning a single turbine. Okay, you know, that's not going to make as much electric as multiple turbines. You'll say, I know what someone said to me, oh, well, the load on the motor is going to be harder to spin multiple turbines. Yeah, I know that, but it's still going to spin them. You can't spin infinite amount of turbines, only spin so many. And then what you could do, say this motor here can only spin these 4 turbines to create net positive. But if you put any more around the outside, it's not, that motor isn't strong enough to spin any more than that. Okay, well what you could do is put a motor there, a motor there, motor there, motor there, and then put more turbines round the outside. It's not actually that complicated. What I'm describing to you is something very straightforward and very simple. And if you're too fucking thick and too stupid to understand simplicity like that, you're a fucking moron. And that's the truth. Now you've got my address, and if you want to come and have it out with me face to face on my fucking drive, before you start talking shit about things you have no fucking clue about, that I've put a lot of work in trying to figuring out this problem, like, come and have it out with me to my fucking face, because you got my fucking address, haven't you? You have. You've got my home address, you know where I am. I've worked hard on this, and you just talk, mostly people in comments, I do get some nice comments, I do, but mostly people just talk shit about stuff they don't understand. That's obviously how you do net positive. One motor, one small motor spinning multiple turbines on a cog system. There's obviously got cogs. Cog on the drive shaft, cog on the end of each turbine, and it spins them all up. You get electric out the back. It's only a small motor. And you can scale that up in power stations, or you could have that system running an electric car. Couldn't you? Because you have a battery to fire the motor. So it's a portable system, potentially, you know, well it is, that's portable. So you can have it in a car to power a car. Now, people are talking about the first law of thermodynamics. You can't have perpetual motion. Hang on a second. I'm standing, well, I'm sitting, what am I, kneeling at the minute? I'm kneeling on a perpetual motion machine called the Earth itself. The Earth spins on its axis and spins around the sun. That's perpetual motion. So the first law of thermodynamics, or whichever it is, second law of thermodynamics, I don't know which one it is a load of shit. It's called hogwash. It's crap. Perpetual motion, you're on a perpetual motion machine right now, the Earth. So there's people that talk science to me that don't know anything about science. They just talk shit, basically. Probably because they're idiots, morons, and that's just how it is. I've done perpetual energy. And there it is. It's there. That's the experiment. That's how you scale. You know, that's how you make it better, where you have multiple turbines off one motor. Like I say, not all the comments were bad, but most of them were. But then my channel seems to attract a lot of haters. But the thing is about you fucking haters is you never turn up at my front fucking door when you got my fucking address, and you never fucking turn up. Do you fucking cunts? I'm on Tack for a fucking reason. Because I'm a bad motherfucker, that's why. Not one of you fucking bitches in the comments have the balls to turn up to my fucking address. You have a couple of people throw stones, that's about it, to a window. So fucking what? So fucking what? As if I give a fucking shit. Do you know what I mean? So that's my thoughts on the perpetual turbine. It is correct. It is right. And obviously the electromagnets were drawing extra current from the battery as well to try and prove. Yeah, there was a drop down in the battery, but I think any time you fire a battery up, there's going to be a drop down. But actually, if you left it, it just was top back up again. Obviously, one motor, small motor, spin bigger turbine. One motor with a cog on the end, and there's cogs all on the turbines, can spin what? Multiple fucking turbines. Oh, but there'll be more load on the motor. So fucking what? As long as all the fucking turbines are spinning, you're getting more energy out the fucking back. Ain't ya, you fucking stupid twats? Yeah? I'm trying to solve the energy crisis here. I'm trying to do something that's very fucking important. People are saying, oh, but you're an oil investor, Dave. Why are you doing this? Why do you think? Because I know we can't keep burning oil. We can't just keep using oil, pumping pollution into the bloody atmosphere and basically destroying the planet. And we're going to run out of oil eventually. There has to be another answer. And I'm trying to, I think I've solved it. I'm almost certain I've solved it. Yeah? So wake up and stop being stupid. I've solved the problem. And I call it the Perpetual Turbine, or the Perpet for short. And it's very fucking straightforward. It's not actually that complicated. How it's been missed by science, I've no idea. We need to move on. Global warming, polar ice caps melting, oil's going to run out. Coal's a dirty fossil fuel, you've got natural gas, that's going to run out as well. We need to change how we produce energy, don't we? Yeah? So that's why I'm doing it, even though I'm an oil investor. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. All right, then, see you later.